Hola chicas, we're just going to have a look now at the chapter book El Español Bien Hablado. So we're just going to have a look at these questions 7 hasta 12. We're going to have a look at questions 7 to 12, okay? So first question we got here, son simpáticos sus padres. So are your parents kind or nice, okay? And then the response here got son muy simpáticos, so they're really kind. Desde muy pequeño, so since I was very small, or pequeña, depending on your gender. Voy una vez, so una vez here translates as once a week, una vez a la semana, a comer en su casa, to eat in her house. Luego, then, él or ella viene a venir a cenar conmigo otro día. Then she comes and has dinner with me, conmigo, and you can use contigo as well, conmigo with me, contigo with you, otro día, another day. That's question 7. 8. También tiene otros amigos, no. So, do you have other friends as well? So, yeah. Sí, tengo también otros amigos muy buenos. So, yes, I have other good friends. Now, if your friends is mixed boys and girls, it'll be this amigos muy buenos. But if it's solamente chicas, it's going to be otras amigas muy buenas. Okay? So depend on your group, okay? Existe una relación muy amistosa entre todos mis compañeros de clase. So this is existe is another way of saying I. So there is a really friendly relationship between all my compañeros de clase, all my classmates. Compañeros de clase. I suppose in our class we'd use compañeras de clase, okay? 3. Tengo el mismo círculo de amigos desde hace 6 años. So I have the same, el mismo círculo, circle of friends for or since or for the last 6 years, hace 6 años. Remember, that's hace seis, use your time. Mis amigos juegan, so my friends play un papel, a role muy importante en mi vida. Friends play a really important play an important role in my life. Hay otra amiga que no está en el mismo instituto. So I have another friend who is not in the same secondary school, instituto secondary school, pero nos mandamos muchos mensajes de móvil, so we send lots of mobile phone or text messages, y a veces podemos tirarnos, we can spend horas y horas charlando. That one there, you could that point there, if you wanted to use, you could say, mando WhatsApps a mi amiga, I send WhatsApps, or usamos las redes sociales, we use social media, or you can mandamos mensajes a través de las redes sociales. We send each other messages on social media. So there's a lot of things you can add in there as well. Okay. Perfecto. 8. ¿Conoces a un chico español o chica española? Okay. So, do you know a Spanish boy or a Spanish girl? Sí. So here's your response here. Hace 2 años, so 2 years ago, hice un intercambio. I did an exchange con una chica española with a Spanish girl y nos mantenemos en contacto. We've stayed in contact por correo electrónico, by email. You could swap that out. That you could say por las redes sociales, by social media, por WhatsApp. So you can change that around there if you've done an intercambio, okay? Same for this point here. Nos enviamos mensajes de texto. We send each other text messages. Once again, you can chop that for redes sociales, WhatsApp, okay? Escribo también a otros amigos españoles que conozco. I write to other Spanish friends that I know, okay? Por medio de Facebook, podemos chatear y compartir novedades. So, through Facebook, we can talk y compartir, share, novedades, news y fotos. Y finalmente, es un medio maravilloso para seguir en contacto con la gente. So it's a wonderful way to seguir. Seguir can mean to follow, but in a sense was to stay in contact with people. That question 9, you can include it if you want. Well, you can leave it out if you want as well. It's un poco raro. Well, no, it's un poco raro. If has hecho un intercambio, if you've done an intercambio in España, or you had a Spanish student in your class, that's a point there that you could really develop and you could tease it out more. So if any of you have ever had a Spanish student in your in casa con tu familia, or you have fuiste a España, or you've gone to Spain, hiciste un intercambio, you did an exchange, that's something you could really tease out there, and you could probably write a lot about that point, and it would develop your examen oral muy interesante. It would make your oral really interesting. So Algo para pensar, something to think about, especially if you've done intercambio or you've had un estudiante, think about teasing that point out there. 10. Salís muchos juntos, so do you go out a lot together? Okay, so that's your like you plural. Casi siempre nos reunimos los viernes por la noche, so almost always we meet up los viernes por la noche, Friday night. Okay, algunas veces salimos al cine, so sometimes we go to cine y ponen, si ponen, if they put on una película que queremos ver, a film that we want to see. Okay. 11. ¿Qué es lo que más les gusta hacer a tus amigos? What do you like to do most with your friends? A todos les gusta. Now, here, it has to be les. Remember, les gusta here, this les is referring to like they. So you're referring to they, and the gusta then is referring to the thing, okay? So here, it's all verbs here, like salir, ir, escuchar, so it's always going to be an A. But if you're referring to something more than one, you'd have to add on the N here, okay? So a todos les gusta salir los viernes por la noche, so they all like to go out Friday night. Les gusta ir de copas, like to go for drinks. Les gusta jugar a tenis, like to play tennis. Les gusta ver DVDs, they like to watch DVDs. Les gusta ir a una fiesta en casa de alguien. They like to go to a party in somebody's house. You can cast it as a house party. A todos les gusta escuchar música y grabar canciones. So they all like to listen to music and record songs in su iPod, on their iPod. Okay, so you can change that one. It's probably a bit, it's poco fuera de moda. It's a bit out of date. A todos les gusta descargar música y películas de internet. So a lot like to download music y películas en internet. Okay, so like those points there, you could definitely change. Okay, you change those one. Okay, as 12. You can, if you want to include 12, you don't have to. I probably would leave it out, being me, but if you want to bring in and you want to talk about it, feel free to do. Okay, so 12, ¿tienes novio or novia? Do you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend? Okay, no. Por el momento prefiero salir con un grupo de amigos. At the moment, I prefer to go out with my friends. Creo que soy demasiado joven para eso. I think that I'm too young for this. Now, si tienes un novio or novia, if you have a boyfriend or girlfriend and you quieres hablar de él or ella, if you want to talk about him or her, feel free to develop that point. Preferably, I would leave it out, but if you want to develop that point there, feel free to add that in as well, okay? So there are your questions I want you to develop. We've seen the 11, 10. I just flick this back a page now. I want you just to have a look at those couple of like I want you to do all the questions. Maybe you can take out the question about the tienes novio. You can leave out that one si quieres, and you can leave out the one you can. And if you've done one about an intercambio español, you can leave that out as well. But just kind of see how that suits. Oh, the internet's going slow. So just be, and then with each of those points, then don't be scared to develop it as much as you can, or whatever way you can as well. You're free to do. You can add them in as well. I would write them just as one big paragraph. I'd write it as one big paragraph, and I wouldn't be worrying too much about. Maybe separate the first 4 or 5 on the first page into one paragraph, and then the other 4 or 5 into another paragraph there. Then okay. I'll leave it here because the video, the internet no funciona. So try those couple of questions. I'll just try this one more time. Just try it and see how you get on with it, and just play around with them. Questions you have scope to work with them. Okay, I don't expect you to do them. I'm going to give you a couple of days to do them. Yeah, okay, so we're back now. Let's see it. So that's the ones. That's the ones. I want you to try those ones as well. So you can start working on those. You can start with, yeah. So you can start working on those as well. Like we had a look at these ones in clase. Cómo se llama tu mejor amigo, blah blah blah. Describe cómo es. So put all those together in a paragraph. You can start working on that. That's not going to be due until maybe jueves, viernes, Thursday, Friday. Okay, so you can be thinking about that. Okay, lo que quieres hacer. What I want you to do esta noche. What I want you to have a look at for tonight is I want you just to do on página 27 in page 27. I just want you to do B y C. Just so escribe el equivalente de estas expresiones. So just write the equivalent of these Spanish expressions. Okay. My best friend is called. I've known her for 60 years. She's tall and thin. So put those in español, put those into Spanish. And then este say here, filling in the gaps here. So bastante fácil. So filling in those gaps on página 27, okay? And before you start doing the other ones, you can start thinking about them now. But if anybody's any questions, we'll be back doing a live class again mañana, okay? So you can be thinking about it, you can start that, okay? If you want, you can submit it to me as a Google Doc. I'll set up a Google Doc as well. I'll set up as kind of an assignment. Or if you want to write it out, you can write it out, no bother, but just send it to me as a PDF because it's mucho más claro. And hopefully I'll get the rest of your corrections finished today or tomorrow. But don't worry, there's a few listings in here as well, but they're already covered for you, so don't worry too much about that. So it's just página 27, page 27, this B and C. Is that okay? Muchas gracias, chicas, y nos vemos mañana.